Hey guys, welcome back to TV Movie Mistress. I am here to talk about episode 12 and 13 of Pit Babe, the penultimate and the finale. This episode is out a little bit later and a little quicker, hopefully, since I'm double teaming them because I have been under the weather. I was struck down by a virus. I am feeling better, but yeah, I'm gonna be catching up to things this week, hopefully, but I'm also trying to rest. But outside of that, we are back, and guys, I have watched the finale. So like I said off the top, this is going to be an episode where I talk about episode 12 and 13 of Pit Babe season 2. Episode 12 kicks off immediately asking the question I had last week, which is he going to be keeping Alan? But he doesn't. And Alan now has to deal with this crushing realization that what he has tried to do, which is to bargain with the devil and try and retrieve Kenta and Dean on his own, will absolutely not be working, especially with this insertion of a plant that Tony has put into his brain and can press at any time he wants through his cane. So when he goes home, of course, Jeff is absolutely looking for him. He's like, where's this old man at? Like, at this point, if I was Jeff, I would have just put an air tag on this man, because you gonna stop playing with me talking about you went jogging in your normal clothes. Like, the lies, Alan. The lies are pretty bad, especially when you live with someone you're around all the time and who knows your schedule, your habits. Like, y'all work together, you live together. You went running in the morning. I wanted to fight Alan this episode. Charlie and Babe. Charlie's got amnesia, y'all. Like, that's a big thing. Like, he's still struggling with his memory loss, and this is really difficult for Babe, like the emotional distance, because this man has forgotten their entire life together. But Babe is so patient and so, like, I don't even know, like, I love the maturity, the arc that we have seen Babe go through from season 1, episode 1 to the season 2 finale. I really love it. Like, he is patient. He is, like, soothing to him. He is very, like, he reinforces boundaries for him. He's like, it's okay. Like, we'll take it slowly. And I really love that, especially with how it ends. Like, I think some of the points they went through with their journey was so well done. It was, I really loved it. I really loved it. He reintroduces Charlie to their home, shows him where everything is, takes him back to the workplace. Again, he's reacclimating Charlie to their life, even though Charlie is still struggling with remembering things. And I think the one thing, not even the one thing, because this show does a lot of good things, but the one thing I have enjoyed seeing is how the show has established the genuine friendship, the genuine need between Charlie and Babe's relationship, even though it is very fraught with tension and danger, and we have to, like, create this skill nullifying dream the skill nullifying drug, and we are in, like, racing, and there's this evil man who used to child trafficked us as kids, and, like, there's a lot that's going on. But outside of all of that, they've managed to show us, outside of the passion, what this relationship is about. And I just want to say kudos to that. I think passion is very important, but the earnestness they have shown between Babe and Charlie this season, between Alan and Jeff, even though, like, Alan be lying, I think it's really well done. And that's what a relationship should be about. Not the Alan lying thing. Not the Alan lying part, though. Look, this is wild to say, but yeah, Babe and Charlie are the couple goals. Don't do what Alan and Jeff are doing, where Jeff is out here giving Alan way too much of a leash, in my opinion. and be the Babe and Charlie of couple goals. So on the one hand, you have Tony telling, why can't I remember his name? Tony telling Alan, hey, bring me Charlie and Babe and I'll release. He has now upped the price on his negotiation. You have to now bring me Charlie and Babe if you want Kenta and Dean to go free. On the other hand, now that he's gotten the blood results of the sample of Charlie's blood, he's now moving forward with his experiment. Unfortunately, again, on Kenta. Like, Kenta is just out here struggling and suffering so much this season. Everybody else is just having wine and dinner, and I really don't like that. So he puts this new formula. So Tony puts this new formula in Kenta, and is Kenta invulnerable as well now? Because, like, if you're slashing someone's body and they're instantly healing, like, that's gonna be pretty hard to kill them. Like, that's insane. But yeah, he uses this new formula on Kenta, and then he takes it to all his, evil friends, and he's like, guys, look what I can do. Like, of course you guys want to get in on this. And what I loved the most was the world building we then get from Tony, where he's like, guys, we could totally market this as a flu vaccine in the general population. And I was like, oh my God, what in the evil is happening? But yeah, the long-term plans coming from Tony would be to sell this serum to the military government, because, why not just have superpowered beings at the behest of your government, and also just casually introduce chaos into the general public. Like, I was slightly tempted to be like, could that be season 3? But obviously not. Oh man, that would have been real. Like, I don't know if they had the budget to do it. I don't think they do, but I love them like mentioning what the next steps in Tony's plan would have been. So Charlie finds a message from his past self to his current self, like, my guy, you probably have lost your memories. Just a heads up, like, the most important thing is we've got to get the skill nullifying serum off the ground, but also remember, like, Babe is utmost important, which I don't know, Charlie. It doesn't really look like you've been successful with that order of things this season, but maybe that's just me expecting a lot. Maybe that's him. Maybe that's Charlie himself expecting himself to be able to do all of these wieldy things by himself. Like, I love you, Charlie, but you got to cut that to-do list shorter, my guy. Maybe just one thing. But I also guess, in a sense, I mean, you guys still know I have that argument, which is I don't understand why Charlie thinks getting rid of their skills will keep them safer. I would say at the end of this finale, I don't get it. I don't see it, and I don't understand the reasoning. If you guys understand Charlie's reasoning in thinking, not just outright murder, like, it's like, no, we got to get the skill nullifying drug, like, why that is more important than anything else, like, please explain his rationale, because I'm not understanding. So a couple of things happen that take us into the finale, right? Which is Alan continuing his bad unilateral decision-making skills by being like, yeah, I'm gonna go figure this Tony thing out. I don't even know why anyone is like, sure. I don't know why they let him walk out that room, but walk out he goes, and he stabs Tony, and Tony's just bleeding. You're like, yeah. And then you're like, get the cane, Alan, get the cane. And he just is there catching his breath. And this unfortunately buys Tony enough time to swallow his own blood and be resurrected. We realize this is how Tony keeps coming back to life, but also because the brain trust is actually doing thinking and they're just not jumping into action, they've realized also how Tony's powers work. So they just go, like, we just have to get him to stop, like, to not ingest his own blood, and then he won't come back to life. And I was like, that's awesome. He's got a plan. I was not expecting the end though, because Charlie, I understand you have amnesia, but like, okay, this guy comes to the door and he's like, I'm Babe's dad. And then you let him in. But the situation that happened is not what's annoying to me. It's the fact that you let Babe's dad come in with like 5 soldiers who all have guns and you're there smiling. Like, what was this thing? Like, I guess you just assume Charlie, like, Babe's dad is like a mafia who walks around with like guns. Like, I was just like, oh, sweet Charlie. Like, this is not good. This is not good at all. Like, Charlie was just there with Tony chatting, like, babe, look, your dad's here. While all of this was being staged in the next room over. Do you not have survival skills in amnesia mode, Charlie? Did you guys not just all talk about this guy with superhuman powers coming after you? Did you not just see a video from your past self warning you of danger? And you're just like, babe, your dad's here. Like, I was kind of tickled. But yeah, now Alan is captured. Tony's like, I've got Alan, I've got Kenta, and I've got Dean. If you want them released, you need to bring Charlie in and you need to come back and basically be my son. And yeah, again, like I said last episode, Gwen is about to be out of a job without knowing he is finding his own replacement. That's honestly the joyful part of this for me. And because they now have extremely limited options, Babe is forced to go and negotiate with Willie. And he's like, hey, we need your help. Like, can we cooperate? Is that cool with you? And, you know, Willie's evil, but he also understands the need to get rid of Tony utmost. Also, I really, really, really wished Gwen had died. Like, spoiler alert, Gwen doesn't die, and I'm perplexed as to why. But I really hated Gwen in this scene when he goes to pick up Charlie and Babe, and he's like, what's up, my G? Like, shut up, Gwen. Shut up. Why did you survive? But yeah, episode 12 ends with Gwen going to pick up Charlie and Babe. So episode 12 was all about just the themes of, I would say, memory and identity. We see how Charlie's fragmented memory impacts his relationship with not just Babe, but with ex-Hunter as a whole, and how Babe goes out of his way to underline emotional commitment ahead of passion. On the other side, our other couple, we see Alan and Jeff. We see Alan's constant lack of communication, Alan's betrayal. And again, they did a really good job in highlighting the difference between Babe's devotion and sacrifice in comparison to, again, Alan's lying and betrayal. Another thing the show highlights is loyalty and teamwork, right? Alan has decided to go on this rogue course of solving things, but what really helps at the end of the day is how everyone, Pete, Kim, Chris, Kenta, how they all come together using their collective knowledge to try and take down Tony. And that is what we end up seeing the results of in episode 13. I will say I just went into episode 13 being like, please do not disappoint. Please do not disappoint. And I'm going to have to say they did not disappoint. I was also pleasantly surprised by how quickly we do away with Tony, honestly, because as soon as Babe and Charlie arrive at his lair and Tony's so happy, he's like, welcome home, son. Like, again, this obsession, this need that Tony has to have Babe come back to him, quote unquote, willingly, has been fascinating to see. And how the mischief maker of it all is the one who comes to deliver the hands of death to Tony. And he almost had it. He almost had it. But that survival instinct to cheat death that Tony has lived his entire life surrounded and influenced by comes in at the split second and gives him a bit more time. What ends up happening is we have a shootout that is solved by teamwork. I'm sorry to be corny, but teamwork makes the dream work. We have North, Sonic, and oh my God, Kim out here with the lights. Then we also have Chris and Pete being their own unit, and it's just the fact that it is an absolute shootout and guns are going off and Babe has got a machine gun. I was like, okay, we had a little money extra. This 13th episode is going for it. And I like seeing that, guys. I really do. This has just been such an entertaining show. The plot has been consistent. The acting has been consistent. I know fans always love to be like, oh my God, I wish Charlie and Babe were getting more screen time. Oh my God, I wish this parent was getting enough screen time. It's like a weird circle of like Pit Babe fans who just wish their next character was getting screen time, and I think they've done excellently with telling each person's story. I don't think it should be about screen time per se. I think what's important is the story of all of these characters being told in a well done way, and I think that's what they have done. Now you can have favorite characters or not. Like I was over North and Sonic a while ago. I would have liked more Kim Kenta, but I think what this season has done is be practical and been good with telling everyone's story equanimously. I think that's a word, or I think that's the word I'm trying to say. So Alan gets shot protecting Jeff. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was going to die. It looked like my guy's head was about to go back. I wouldn't be surprised if they shot both options and just decided to go with not killing him. But he ends up shot. Tony is killed. And the final scene where you have Tony just trying to stay alive while all of these kids whose life he has ruined infinitely just come for him. It was really good to see. Like, he holds this gun up to Charlie, and then the only option available for them to take being Charlie absorbing this power from Tony so he's not able to revive himself does the trick. Like, I was like, yeah, love it, but it leads to Charlie being in a coma. Like, my boy's just been absorbing powers all season. He's lost his memory. He's been treated as a lab rat for the entire season because it's through him that he's somehow the key to finding this serum, this skill nullifying drug. Yeah, of course my boy's gonna be in a coma. He needs rest. And I loved it when Charlie absorbs his power and we shoot Tony. It's like, yeah. And then Willie's like, I'm gonna have to shoot you too, Charlie, just to make sure Tony's really dead. Was insane. Like, Willie, I've loved you. You've been quite enjoyable, my guy. Don't ever change. I mean, yeah, no change because you're psychotic, though. Change a little bit. But yeah, Willie absolutely said, I'll take a 2-for-1. I'm sorry, I'm not here for risk. And you know what? I get it. Charlie ain't his boyfriend. I still also hate how when he stopped time earlier, Willie was again being nasty with Babe. Like, just stop it. Change. No, we absolutely need you to change, Willie. And then, like, I don't even understand why Willie and Wynn were invited to the wedding after. We'll get there. Anyway, I was shocked when this scene popped up. I was like, let me pause. And it was like we were 20 minutes in. And I was like, what do you mean we're 20 minutes in and Tony's dead? I was like, what is the story we're going to get? And I would be absolutely stupid to not mention Kim and Kenta. Like, the only two people other than Charlie and Babe in my eyes that I've been rooting for. They did their little spin, Jason Bourne action. That was cute. They both survive. And I don't know. The show jumps a year into the future. Tony's foundation is shut down. Babe and Charlie are still together, but Charlie doesn't have his memories back yet. Pete is all too this stupid relationship. Pete is all like, Chris, do you want to move in with me? And Chris is like, no, I don't think it's good for me to move in with someone who's not over his ex, who is my dead twin brother. So I think you need to figure that out first. And then like, yeah, maybe. But this dude really was like, yeah, you could just move in and we'll redecorate. Pete, you are lucky you're a rich man because you are not very smart. Or maybe not, he's not emotionally intelligent. That's what it is. Because the lack of awareness he has shown as to this relationship that he is guiding himself into should be studied. But I am very glad that one of them has common sense, and that is Chris. Chris is like, I'm good, bro. Alan and Jeff have words. Like, I don't know. Alan, I was your biggest fan, but I left season 2 disappointed in a lot of your decision post, like, the first half of the show. I hope Jeff has somehow managed to reassure his old behind. Like, dude, relax. Like, Charlie has Babe and I have you. I love you, so please try not to die. Like, is that cool? We'll see if there's a season 3. But, like, yeah. Alan is, like, super strong now. That's pretty kind of cool. North also officially confesses to Sonic, even though Sonic is going back to Paris, but I guess he'll be back eventually. Another thing I love, like, just shout out to Babe and Charlie, is how we find out, like, Charlie still doesn't have his memories back, but they're living, right? They're still going. Like, just, he's still a person. He's going about his business. We see he's still living with Babe. We see he's still living with Babe. And Babe even mentions he didn't even let me sleep in the same bed with him for a year. And that is a year. I feel like even amnesiac Charlie, I would have given that 6 to 8 weeks. A year? Like, that's okay. Eventually. I think the finale did a good job in sort of tying everybody's story in a really realistic point of view, right? Like, Charlie just didn't get his memories back. Time has passed. There's been struggle. There's been change. Their relationship is different. But they also kind of give you the happy ending, which is that he gets his memory back. And that's season 2. We have reached the end of the line. For me, I'm not sure if I want to include this final scene as canon because it felt a little like extra special epilogue, special chapter. But again, I think they did a good job in just providing closure with all of the trauma all of these characters have suffered through from literal birth. Right? A lot of that from the hands of Tony, but Tony's dead. Way's also dead. And they've been able to move on. And I love that for him, for all of them. Also, another thing is just how love can be very fragile. It can break apart. But I loved seeing Babe and Charlie manage the fragility in their love, regardless of Charlie's memory loss, amnesia, emotional distance, and all of them. And, you know, for the most part, everyone's story leaves in a, again, like I said, I like that it's realistic. It's not just 125% sugary, happy ending. I thanks for respecting us as viewers and not just giving us everything sweet. I again do want to ask how, when, and Willie got an invite to the wedding, but sure. Again, this is why I'm not counting this scene as canon, because again, why Willie and Wayne should not be there at all. But yeah. Oh my God, we went through memory loss. We went through sacrifices and betrayal. We went through, you know, seeing what happens when you work effectively as a team as opposed to going solo like Kenta did and got captured, like Alan did and got captured. And I hope if there is a season 3, we see Kim and Kenta just, my God, actually be together, because I feel like that's also a very grown-up pairing. But I'll take what they gave us. And then you also just have like all of the humanity coupled with like powers and serums and skill nullifying drugs. But all of that
wouldn't have worked if we as the viewers didn't feel the stakes. Like, we felt we could lose something. When Tony was like, flu vaccine this, I was like, oh. I was like, gotta take you out the game, buddy. You're doing too much. And then also the twists and turns from Alan's betrayal. Alan, who I thought was just gonna be solid OG from the beginning, to like, y'all remember Dean's car blew up because he wanted to like take Wynn out. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, like I really enjoyed this. I think this is a solid season 2. I would love to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts? If you think the show landed well. Some people have like been mad, but I think once all of, that blows over and people just sort of let this season and this episode finale marinate, I think they'll be able to see how good this season has been. And I would love to thank again the director, again the cast and the crew. They've done an excellent job in providing us a 13 episode X-Men BL series, and I am so proud. I am super proud. So yeah, that's it, guys. Please leave a like, please share, please subscribe. I'll be back with more content now that I am pulling myself away from the jaws of death. But other than that, we'll talk soon, and on to the next one. Bye.